This is a Rogue Fab Model 600 tubing bender. It's designed to bend all popular types of tubing and has a bunch of different dies available for it. It's a vertical plane bender, and it's a great entry-level bender for your shop. But I'm not gonna show you step-by-step how to use this thing. Right now, I'm gonna show you how to build it. This DIY bender kit from Rogue Fab includes everything that you're gonna need to build your own air over hydraulic tubing bender. I chose 2 dies for this bender, one for 1 3/4 tubing and a small 4.5 inch CLR radius for 1.5 inch tubing. First step is to grind away any mill scale or possible flash rust from the steel. Then you can slide the C channel into the cylinder pivot plates. Add the C channel sides and use the top plate to ensure that everything is square. There are alignment slots in the plate to help get everything correct. Now it's time to weld. Right now, you just want to tack everything in place. I'm moving around the assembly a lot to ensure that you don't put too much heat into one spot. If you have a flat fab table like I do or heavy duty bench, clamp it down during this process to prevent any movement. End plate must be perpendicular to the bottom assembly. So use a framing square or a fab square if you have it. And then tack it on both the top and the bottom. This is where having a multi-process welder like my ESAB Rebel is nice. I'm gonna TIG weld the alignment washers to the inside of the side plates using a fusion weld. Don't need any filler here. These are just spacers for the dies. These side plates are then tacked onto the bottom assembly, and then I test fit the bend pins. This entire frame right now is ready to finish weld. Rogue Fab sends you some instructions on just a couple tips and tricks to follow while you're welding this to prevent it from warping. Best advice I can give you is work in short sections. Don't just weld one side of the bender in one pass. And I'm gonna clamp it down to the fab table to prevent it from warping. And then I'll just take my time, let it weld a little bit, and then I'll let it cool, and then I'll move on to the next section. It's that easy. Just takes a little bit of time and a whole lot of welding. Bend plates are next, and following the instructions, I laid them out on the table and started by welding the degree guide in place. This protects the sticker while the bender moves back and forth. Once again, simple fusion weld with the TIG, and then I'll add 2 more spacer washers to these bend plates. The only item you have to source yourself is an air over hydraulic cylinder. This uses compressed air to operate the bender. I picked this one up on Amazon. I'll toss a link in the description for the best one to use. It's not this one. I had some clearance issues because this particular cylinder has the bolt-on bottom plate. Not a huge deal, but the correct cylinder doesn't have this problem. When I was building this bender, the correct cylinder, it was on back order, so I just gotta make this one work. The return springs go into the cylinder clamp and lock into the base, and then the bend plates and die can be assembled. Rogue Fab sends washers to ensure that the die is centered in the frame, and depending on the size of the die, the amount of washers you put in there will be different. For the 1.5 inch die, you use 3 washers on each side. Compressed air is then hooked up, and I'm going to run a test cycle on the bender. For my first official bend, I'm going to use some 120 wall 1.5" DOM tubing. I've sped this bend up. As you can tell, it might not be the fastest bender in the world, but it does allow you a good amount of control over the angle of the bend by moving slowly. At this point, the bender's basically done. It's been fully welded, and I pulled a test piece of tubing through it. The main reason I wanted this bender in the shop in the first place was to try out that super small 4.5 inch CLR die, and the bend quality that came out of the machine right out of the gate, super happy with it. So I think I made the right decision. And all I have to do now is basically decide whether I'm gonna powder coat it and paint it. I think I'm just gonna paint it because I can do that right here in the shop. And then I can go ahead and attach a whole bunch of stickers. Oh God. I chose flat black and a machinery gray. And once the stickers are on, I have officially built my own bender.